Well, I'm glad you're here because Stu and I, sorry, Stu, I think, should I wait, Stu?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm glad you're here, Diane, because we were just talking that I saw a guy on TV last night, a congressman, who was proposing that that everybody in America get $2,000 a month guaranteed income while this is going on. And Stu and I came to the conclusion that would ameliorate a lot of the people protesting about, the government or whatever they're doing. They're really, when you drill down to it, they're all afraid for their money. And you need to not only have the money to the people, but number one, you would have to do the things that they haven't done, which is be honest with the people. I remember there's a lady I used to go with when I was a kid, and she'd always tell me, Doug, you want me to tell you the truth or something that'll make you feel good?
Yes,
I never want to hear the truth, guys. Never would,
Let me tell you about the the feel-good feeling. Not always working.
Mm-hmm. So what's going on in your neck of the woods, Dan? I know you've been busy with the food pantry, so tell us about what's going on in Central Harlem.
I don't know if you know that I do have what they call a pop-up pantry, which means it's not always here. It just pops up whenever we get a call, and we're able to provide fresh meat and vegetables to our, community. And it's a great thing. It's not like the hot meals that the city is providing, which is wonderful. But we're getting things such as salmon, steaks, chicken, and then we have salads. And it's through a church, but their partnership is through Trader Joe's. So we have quality food. Yes, good quality food. Yes.
That's a tough out.
Wow. So how many people do you service, Donna?
On an average, whenever we have the pop-up, 200 a day. We're talking about 200 single and 200 families. And what's so unique, which someone just explained to me today, is that we have a big population of homeless coming through. And I said, I didn't know they were that was that many, and where are they coming from? Well, they said, normally they're in the parks, but the parks are closed now. So they're just wandering up and down the streets. So we're able through Trader Joe's, which we're going to really give a big shout out, write them a letter, and whenever we get back to some type of normal in our lives, we're going to make sure they're recognized publicly for giving what they give, because they not only give the fresh meats and vegetables, they give their salads that are pre-made. So we're able to feed the homeless with the pre-salad. Sometimes they have drinks. So we're able to feed families, individuals, and the homeless.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Wow. So
almost 200 a day.
Tell us about how you're organizing this. When you said we, how you organizing this effort?
Well, this is very fortunate because there is a great fear of lack, and lack of food is one thing. And I think and you and Doug know that when Sandy came, we were forgotten. We were the forgotten people. So people remembering this, they're all looking at anybody that's doing anything, and they want to volunteer. So it's not been hard to do this. My whole heart is like, I want everybody to do something, and I can't pay them except through food. But guess what? I'm able to pay them through good food, and I have so many volunteers, I have to now turn some of them down. So it's a great volunteer opportunity.
And now tell us about where you're located. We know where you are, but for some folks that may be listening and tuning in down the road, where are you located, Dana? Tell us about
we're in Central Harlem, and we're part of the NYCHA Housing Group. We're at the Community Center, the Frederick E. Samuel Community Center, which is located at 669 Lenox Avenue, across the street from wonderful park, Colonel Young Park.
That's what, 140th Street, is that?
Between 143rd and 144th Street on Lenox Avenue.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I saw that, I don't know if you had a chance to catch, the governor was talking this morning about help.
This is one of the rare days. I'm always listening to him. Today, I
Yeah.
did not listen, so please let me know. I won't listen to him until tonight.
Yeah, I don't know any of the details, but I heard him talking about a plan specifically targeted to help NYCHA residents. And I didn't get any of the details about what he was going to be doing, but Gregory Meeks and Bronx Borough President and a couple other officials are on some task force committee that supposedly is helping to look into that. Doug, maybe you had some more details on that. Okay, we lost him for a moment. Okay. Yeah, well, he's on mute. So he had to step away from that.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. So I guess that's something for us to listen out for. Diana?
Yes. Well, tonight when I get settled again, I will definitely listen to it. That's how I play catch up with the mayor and the governor. Mm-hmm. I would love to hear something. Mm-hmm. One thing I'm standing on is that the mayor promised that every community would have food. And like I said, we were forgotten during Sandy. And I'm kind of dependent on his promise to make sure that we have food necessary to sustain us until that day that we have a normal type of life. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're doing, making sure that we get food in. I just want to tell you about when we don't have the pop-up pantry with the fresh food and, meats and vegetables. We've now partnered with NAN, that's the National Action Network. Founder is, yes, Al Sharpton. And we also have, I call her Miss Tia. I don't even know the official name of her pantry, but she's through the Harlem group. And we are getting free prepared meals for people. So we handed out food every day.
Wow.
They're prepared meals, and that's new. That started in the middle of last week. So each week we're getting a couple of hundred. So we're giving about 400 meals in that area. Prepared meals
week?
Also.
400 meals a
per
week?
day. We're now doing this every day for about, yes.
Wow, Diana.
Yes. So
how big is your volunteer team?
It's according. Today, when we were talking about doing the prepared meals, we only used, actually one came just to see how it worked. So we used 4 people, myself was included. Otherwise, I use myself and one other person. And she's great. That's her niche. She knows how to draw them in. She knows how to talk to them and find out if they have more than one in the family, and she gives out accordingly. And Nan is right on top. I have to give a shout out to the whole team. William Allen, who really actually called me and said, look, we got food. Do you have anyone that needs food? So I really thank Nan for actually just including me in it. And then Tia actually is working with another group, and they're actually giving prepared food. And she's given me, she said whatever number, but I take 100 prepared meals every day.
Wow. Now, yes. That person, that Tia person is with which group?
She is with the Harlem group. I'll have to get the name of that group for you.
Okay. Yes. Just like to lift up all the folks that are
yes.
participating and helping out in such a positive way. National Action Network and
yes.
And was it Trader Joe's is the food supply?
Yes, they are, and it's through
now, did they
church
find you, or you find how did that connect?
Well, this group found me and asked. For some odd reason, I seem to get pulled into all sorts of things. Yes. Yes.
How do you? I guess probably word of mouth spreads, but how do folks find out about the pantries?
Word of mouth, exactly. Word of mouth. We haven't put one piece of paper out, and the fact is, because our pantry is fresh food, it's different than canned foods. So people are saying, really, we're getting lettuce, yes, you're getting cheese, yeah, and we're not talking about the government cheese. We're actually talking about brie cheese.
Real cheese.
Yeah, I mean, no, not real cheese. Brie, BRIE.
Right, gotcha.
Yes, and we are absolutely just providing them with high quality food. So everybody's going around. They're getting turkey, ground turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a couple times they brought scallops by. So that is a word of mouth. We
Mm-hmm.
never have to advertise anything. In fact, if they see the gate going up, uh, we have
Lunchtime.
people lining up. I got to
Mhm.
the point where I threatened, if you don't do social distancing, I'm going to close it down. I
Okay.
can't tell you how people immediately just separate.
Mhm.
They police themselves. And
Okay.
I really, like, they'll say, she's the boss. I'm not the boss, but
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know I'm not going to have someone come by and
Right.
point to us and say there's just a whole lot of, you know, um, just riffraff going on and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
police coming, you know.
Mhm. So now, is your team able to? Have you been able to acquire enough PPE to protect all your people?
We are doing two things because these are NYCHA people that are volunteering. We're
Mhm.
using some of the NYCHA funds to help,
Okay.
but sometimes the stores doesn't have it. So
Mhm.
I'm asking everyone, please use your own. If I can help, I will, but it's touch and go.
Mhm.
It's touch and
Oh,
go.
okay. One of the reasons I'm asking, I just, I was able to bring you some masks a couple weeks
Yes,
ago,
you were.
and our local supply, they just got some new N95 masks in.
They got N95s?
They say
Wow.
N95 on the mask. I can't say they're not knockoffs or whatever, but they say N95. Uh,
Okay.
and so they're selling for $5. So if you want me to grab some for you, I can.
If you do, I can. Thank you. I would
Okay.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do
So
that.
our local people here are selling, but they've been running out, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody seems to be really following the guidelines of the governor and
That's
the
good.
mayor, and they are wearing it. I know I do. I just
Mm-hmm.
took mine off just because I'm okay. I'm all by myself in this big space,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of hard to talk when you're, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was out earlier today. I had to go up to White Plains and taking one of my sister back and forth. And
Ah.
I noticed practically everyone I saw had a mask on.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Everyone really is complying. And there's a couple of groups here that are actually giving out masks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Street Corner Resources is giving out masks,
Okay.
Aisha Saku.
Yes, I used
And
to.
also last Friday, I don't know if Nan did it, but along with every meal, they got a mask. So
Mm-hmm.
people are really, really trying to comply.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good.
the groups that are giving food. I would love to do that, but I don't have that in a budget. And if I
Mm-hmm.
can really get someone to fund it, I will do it. And I can ask a couple of people if they can get someone to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're trying to comply with the rules.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah.
It looks like Doug is back. You there, Doug?
Hmm.
I was wondering whether or not you heard any of the governor today, Doug. I just caught the tail end of it, talking about some special support that he was bringing to public housing. Did you catch any of that?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Diana was busy. She missed it as well. So we'll get a recap on that later on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Because
Diana, I'd like to. I know you're extremely busy doing all this stuff. 400 meals a day. That's a lot
yeah,
of work.
yes.
But I'd like to get maybe once or twice a week an update from you, like we're doing now, where you could set
Wonderful.
aside maybe 15 minutes and give us an on-the-ground report about what's going on.
In fact, I'd love to do that. In fact, if I could, I would love to introduce you to the two resources I have.
Let's do that.
Tia one, and just go over there. You could see her pantry because she deserves a shout out. In the midst of that, she is feeding so many people. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And when she started getting these hot meals, her pantry has actually shifted. They never gave hot meals, but now they're given prepared meals. They're hot
Mm-hmm.
when they get there, they're cold when they're distributed, but they never gave this type of meal. But she shifted because of the circumstances. And I think that's what we're all doing. I've never done a pantry before in my life, but
Mm-hmm.
I shifted into pantry mode because of the need. So
Okay.
I'd love to introduce you to some of the people that have become my resource and have become the support in the community.
Let's do that. The studio is open and available tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know,
Okay, well, you know what? I'll ask her if she's available. This would be
okay.
great.
Okay, and we don't have to take up a lot of her time. If you could
No,
just
no, I
be there with your phone and show what's going on and get a few words from her, as much or as little as she wants to share, that'll be great.
very good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. What I will do, I will. I know you're going to post this on YouTube, so what I'm going to actually do is actually let her see it.
Okay.
Let her know. She's going to be saying, you know the name of the group? Yes, I do. The West Harlem Group. That's what it's called. Hello, West Harlem Group. She's going to get on me. So she's part of the West Harlem Group.
Okay.
So
We have a new website. I'm going to send it to you via text when we finish, but it's called the safeandsmart.org website.
Okay.
And we are posting all of the discussions that we're having, both the community and technology, our stuff that we do on Wednesdays, as
Okay,
well
I
as
love that. Yes.
wisdom table conversations that we're having. And this conversation is going to go up there as well. So I'll send you that link. And it's one place, one destination where folks can go and get access to a lot of the conversations that we're having.
That is great. I like that. One place. Yes.
Yeah, one place.
Yes.
Safe and smart.
Yes, I love that. I love it. And Doug, do we still have him on there?
His mic is off. I think he even had to step away for a minute.
Let me see. Okay. I just wanted to say to him, I love that $2,000 proposal.
Yeah.
My problem is that he really should get on the conversation with UBI, because that is a form of UBI, but I don't understand a lot of what they're trying to do, except for they do want to make sure that it's put into everybody's hands so that they can get through this crisis with dignity. My biggest problem is, and I hope to talk about this when we have our next conversation, the people who have said, and there was a big interview of people in, I think, Detroit, who said, we just want to work. We don't want a handout from the government. Therefore, they're protesting a handout. And it's not a handout. It's something that we have a right to in case we come into crisis. This is something that will help us live. So it's a topic that needs to be explored more.
Sure.
And I'm hoping on our next conversation on UBI, we can explore it a little bit.
Absolutely. You know, we were talking about this a little bit before you came on, Doug and I were, about the protests that are happening in Michigan and other places.
In Florida,
From mostly, from what I've been able to see, a lot of it has been fomented by right-wing provocateurs that are really just trying to stir things up. But, you know, the folks that they're stirring and that are kind of responding to them are the people that you said that, you know, don't have an income now, or who are running businesses who don't have workers to come operate their business, or they're not able to bring customers into their shops and stores, etc. So, you know, the UBI is not a handout, but, you know, welcome to the real world, you folks who have never had to struggle before and never been without an income.
Yes.
And sometimes, you know, special circumstances, you need help, you know.
And that's what this is.
That's what UBI is. And I think there's a big portion of the population that doesn't understand that, but I think they're getting it now. And, you know, you can't work because to work means you're going to expose yourself to possible death, you and or your family. So, yeah, you want to work. It's like all of us want to work, but that's not always an option. So then what? Yeah.
Well, I tell you, when you're hungry, then what is, I'm going to feed myself. What do you have to give me? You're going to give me $1 to go buy something? Yes. And it's not going to get any better with the waste that is occurring when we hear that the farmers can't get the food down north, or I mean down south from the north, or get it from the west to the east, so they discard it. The times are not going to be easy, and the food costs will probably rise. So we're in times where this conversation really needs to be discussed, and it needs to be open, where people can really express so that they can be taught.
Yeah.
And that they'll come to an understanding that this is your right. This is how you're going to live. It's your right to live. You're born, you're breathing. You have a right to whatever it takes for you to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There he is.
There he is. Okay. Diana was looking for you there, Mr. Doug.
I was talking to Ethel. She called me.
Oh, okay.
And help her get on the internet.
Okay. So we were just talking about your $2,000, which you heard, and yes, it's a good thing, but it's a thing that a lot of people are protesting because they're feeling it as a handout, and it should never be seen as a handout.
You know, I'm not that proud, so.
Yeah, and I make that you know, a lot of these are folks that have never been without, so they don't know what it is to be without. They don't know how to.
When you're in trouble and somebody's willing to help you, you got to take it. And conversely, you should be willing to help the other person when they need a hand. And never think that you're not going to be in a position to need a hand, because people get sick, you get in an accident, anything can happen where you need somebody to help you. So you can't think like that. They need to stop thinking about the government is doing this and the government is doing that. The government is the only one that can solve things in this kind of a situation. And they need to stop. They need to be more realistic. We need a lot more honesty, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
And we're talking. I'm sorry, Diana. This sidebar. I like to schedule another conversation at another time, and to talk about food.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah, in addition to your work with the pop-up pantries, I know that you are an avid gardener.
Yes. And I have a funny story when we do this. We will do a food story. I have a funny story.
And that's becoming even more critical today. I just heard a statistic. My sister was listening to a show, and apparently during World War II, victory gardens in the United States accounted for 40% of the fresh produce that was eaten in the U.S. 40%.
I remember hearing that story, yes.
So I think it's time. Well, you know, you and I have been talking about this for a while anyway. That's why you do community gardening.
Yes.
Because we need to be eating locally. We need to be producing our own food source and supplying ourselves. And this crisis is just underscoring that in writ large. And I'm just starting to see some headlines today about how they are anticipating now some food shortages going forward.
That's what we were just speaking about, how the farmers can't get the food from north to south or west to east and vice versa. And they're throwing it away.
Yeah. So growing your own is ever more important.
Yes. Absolutely.
And as you know, my wife Linda is actively involved in that as well. So
my hero.
I'd like to get her and you and whomever else you think might be appropriate on a call and talk about food and sourcing it ourselves.
Now,
I would love it.
And would you be opposed to us streaming the next one we do over on our YouTube channel, so that, because we have a chat room on there, so that others can, you know, follow along if they like?
That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure before we did it.
No, that's, you have my permission.
And we want to post this conversation today as well, if that's okay with you, Diana.
That's quite fine.
Still, I was just getting ready to do some cursing, man. Damn.
Now, Doug, I don't know if you were on the line. You may have been off when Diana was talking about all of the different people that are helping her with these pop-up food pantries, including National Action Network and others. And so she volunteered to go visit some of these locations that are helping her out while we're doing the live stream. So
with her phone, she's going to be the on-the-scene food reporter, all around Bon Vivant and Sophisticado.
Now I'm going to down home people.
So that's what we need. We need a little bit more the like total honesty and see what people are doing in the community to try to help themselves, and maybe able to help some of the people out there who are having a hard time getting a grip on what's going on.
Well, it would be wonderful, two things, because I would like to take you over to the West Harlem group, because you'll be able to see the people that are standing in the pantry line. And it's just phenomenal. And she opens it every day now versus what she used to have, 2 days a week or 3 days a week. It's now open every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the crisis has brought a very compassionate order to businesses such as food pantries.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the food business ain't never going to waste.
Yeah. So Diana, whenever you can connect with those folks, just let us know, and
I sure will.
We don't need a lot of advance time to get the broadcast up and running.
No, and it's no problem because I pick up food tomorrow from them, so that's going to be very easy.
Okay, if you want to broadcast tomorrow, that works too.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like a deal.
Okay.
Thank you.
In advance so we can get it set up.
Perfect. I will give you a shout out when I get a confirmation.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
perfect.
We want to thank you, Diana Blackwell, president of Fred Samuel Houses and community activist and feeder of hundreds of people every day during this pandemic. Thank you for being you and for the work that you're doing, Diana.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Talk soon.